Scorpio, welcome back for your soulmate reading. If you're needing a booking over the silly season, the link is below. I will be doing emergency readings. And if you want to join us for our live session, subscribe to the channel and you can be in the winning to win a few free readings. I do that each month. Also, I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you've recovered from all the retrogrades we've made it through. We might feel very fatigued. Now, the soulmate readings are going to be a new addition to the channel, as well as I am doing twin flames, abundance, and general. I'll also be doing mid-months as well, but I will be creating a new channel, but I'll give you a heads up about that. Now, in this reading, I have actually pulled elements. So we've got earth, air, fire, water, depending on what element your actual soulmate energy is. And I've also pulled cards for you in your general area. So if you're cross-referencing, connect the dots how it is. Sometimes their energy can come through in yours and yours can come in theirs. It also can be a mindset. Now, when we're dealing with tower moments as well, sometimes when we're like, why hasn't this person come? What's going on? And we're hearing a commonality in a reading. It's, you know, it can be very frustrating and disheartening, but what you got to remember, look at it very 3D. If in fact a tower moment in life happens and we're saying, well, hey, we're looking at it and, you know, it's appearing so that this person isn't with another connection. So therefore, why hasn't this person come? Look at it very 3D in a sense that, you know, in your own personal life, when a disaster has happened or when you're moving out of a frequency and into a new one, there is direct action we need to take, and especially in the aspect of manifestation. It's the seed of the idea, it's the implantation of it, and it's the movement and the growth. You know, there's a time frame for that transformation to come. So when it comes through in a reading, try to hold heart in the fact that it is the intent. Intent then comes to, you know, it's the seed of the idea. Then it comes to the 3D, the implementation of those plans and actions. Then comes the actual, you know, movement of that. And that can be within the connection or when you're waiting for them to come towards you. So we'll tune into the energies of what's coming through for you guys. Okay, before I'm even looking at the cards, I'm seeing deep reflection. I can feel great frustration, that's psychically speaking, that you're not happy with the current 3D situation. You're also going to be a bit cross as to, you know, what you want to be happening, really getting ready, you know, thinking, gosh, you know, Christmas is coming, New Year's coming, but that I feel for you in a mental sense has completely sideswiped. It's like that no longer, I feel, you have inside you as a vibration of an excuse not to apply yourself in an energy format. So it's like you're taking accountability, I'm hearing, in some shape or form. Your first crowning card is honoring your true feelings, and that's what's going on. It's like you're physically to the point, you're like, look, no ifs and buts about it. I really know what I want. I really know, you know, it's like, am I going to wait for hail, sun or shine? The decision's the decision. No decision's a decision. You need something to move. You do have positive expectations because you're no longer allowing the direct blocks to impact you or make you feel some sort of way. That if you make a decision that it's wrong, it's a decision is a decision nevertheless. And, you know, if you find that that road then is the incorrect road for you, you know you can personally change it around. And I feel you've actually had the time during the retrograde season in 2018 to a point where you're saying, well, is this right for me regardless? And if I've been hearing my higher self tell me that something's not quite connected or that I'm not quite connected, how can I move beyond that fear and that perspective so I can apply myself differently? Your next card is raising your standards. So it's really raising the standards for yourself and you're realizing what your worth is, who you want, how you want love to look, and what you're moving toward. Yeah, it's like, it just is, I'm hearing. Again, I'm hearing no excuses. You know what you want, you're moving beyond the fear, and it does feel like a very hurried energy. I haven't even looked at these cards. Moving fearlessly, you know, fiercely forward. You're really taking direct action. Now, some sense of clarity, I feel, has come through to you. And it's like you feel this anticipation of, God, I've made this decision and I'm even stuttering. I've made this decision and I'm going to do it. I've got so much to say. We need to communicate. It's this very anxious energy coming through that, but it's happy anxious. It's like clarity anxious. With this person, whoever it is, you're going to want to spend some quiet time. This may be on your own, but I'm feeling the quiet time has given you the clarity. It can be, again, that in the meditation state, moving into December, you're actually having the ability to do that, and it's giving you the clarity of what you're directly wanting. It may be that this is with someone you haven't talked to in a long time, and that it's no longer about the communication giving you the clarity. It's about the internal knowing of what the direct clarity is. Now, this is a person you've never let go of, so it's a very deep spiritual connection, but I really feel with the frequency that's coming through in your read is very much that you have actually made a decision and you know totally what you want. Now, if you're dealing with an earth energy, that can be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and I may jump back to it, so if this is the only sign you want to look at, pause, because there might be additional at the end of the read, which is not a long read, that will come through, and I may bounce yet back to the various elements. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, earth energies, and this can be the way they're thinking about you or the way you're thinking about them or the collective energy. There is a rebuild happening, and perhaps the foundation's ready and it's time to rebuild this connection. It's time to rebuild the connection between, it can be building bridges, mending bridges, and their intent, and they do have a lot of heart chakra going on, so there is movement within that factor. They as well feel they've done all the investigating they need to do, and they know how they feel. And again, it can be that they went into hermit mode as well and came through the retrograde cycle with direct clarity. The change hasn't come overnight. It has been a connection that has been there for a while, or it's been a harsh shift of frequency to a point where the clarity has come through the rebuild, through perhaps tower moments and trials and tribulations, to a point they knew that whatever they were doing wasn't working and a rebuild had to directly happen within their life. They are guided, they're protected, and they're no longer in that aspect. They're very grounded. That's what I'm saying. It's like everything that they feared happened. It's torn down the walls, and the sun is guiding them. But again, it can be a tower moment. So if they are in a direct connection, it's ending, and they're moving out of it. They have the clarity very similar to you. And I do feel it's like this energy where you want to run towards each other or work together in a better format. But if you've been working with this person and you're like, gosh, you know, is this transformation coming? And you're in the direct connection with them, it was an internal turmoil that was going on, and it was something that had to really break down inside them to a point they could physically move forward. But the rebuild is happening from the inside out. At times there may have been, you know, explosive energy that come through, but it's really changing, and it's really transformed them to a whole. That they were actually quite shocked by the transformation, and that may be your energy too connected to them. If you're dealing with an air sign, they really had been in hermit mode, and I do feel a great sadness. This sadness with them connected to you, how do I put it? Okay, I am feeling something connected to moon energies, and it might have been of a moon phase where they went through a transformation. I'm also being shown March last year being relevant in a transformative sense for them personally in their life. And the isolation, it was this longing to be closer to you, even if they're in the connection, them wanting to be more open. And it wasn't really that they weren't open. They needed to be alone in order to do that transformation and feel their vibration at a connected level. They're really feeling they mirror you quite a bit. But they're wanting you close to them, and they do want this deep spiritual connection with you. They're very grounded now, and they look at this situation in a very different light. It can be they're doing spiritual work in a garden, outdoors, where the meditated state is actually helping them. At a telepathic level, I feel you guys may feel each other's frequency and know what each of you are directly feeling intuitively. There's not this need or this desire to communicate at a large level. They don't want to hinder you and keep you to the point where you're blocked down or, you know, prevented from moving forward. But they also want that as well. So they're wanting a very balanced connection between the two of you. They also feel a very freeing effect from being alone, and it's helped them evolve. I think when you communicate with them, they're going to be quite surprised what you say, because it feels the ball's in your court. Or it could be vice versa. The ball's on one person's particular court, but I feel they're surprised in the way in which you've reacted, dealt with it, or handled it. But definitely there's a lot of synchronicities around, and I am seeing moon energy. Now, coming into January, we are having a complete solar eclipse. That frequency very much is going to move us forward to a point where we're transforming, and it's different, and it does set the tone for 6 months. So don't feel you can never get out of a situation. It's more choose a path, perhaps the path less followed, and just move in a way in which you can enjoy a different frequency. But don't get to the point where that unknowing and that no man's land is fared upon, because you have all the tools in order to handle it within the connection and on your own regardless. If you're dealing with a fire sign, there might have been a lot of control-related issues within the connection, and they're having a realization of this. They're also doing a lot of meditation on it, and telepathically, they're having an aha moment. Something in their 3D life might actually be teaching them a karmic lesson, good and bad. It doesn't have to. It could be your energy in the way in which you related to each other, or vice versa. Nevertheless, it's like this epiphany moment. A lot of times when we're connected together, we have a direct mirroring happening outside of ourselves that is happening with other people. And, you know, when we really do pause to check, we do have an understanding of how we've reacted to certain situations. And I feel for both of you, you've really done this, and you've had a lot of clarity connected to it. It's making the fire signs really transform at a large level. But it's helping them have a realization of what's real and what's not. Some of it was like figments of their imagination, other things that could have been on your side, but it was fear-based energies that they're directly dealing with. So any control-related dynamics could have been in a negative term. Now it's at a very positive, balanced term where they feel this infinite love directly connected to you. There's no push and pull in a sense of who's the boss, and I feel that might have been a clash in the past. Something has humbled this frequency to a point where they're realizing there needs to be mutual equal give and take, and fire signs really have gone through a mass transformative period this year. They haven't quite acted themselves. It's been a very humbling year for the frequency of fire signs, and they're humbled. I'll say that. They're very humbled. There you go. Wake up call. It is a real wake up call. So a lot of, if you've been experiencing a particular frequency with the fire signs, that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they've done a complete 360. Their energy, whatever tower moments they've experienced, whatever transformative stages, inside and out, reflective stages, it's really being humbled. It's really calmed down. And I feel whatever has happened between you, if there's been miscommunication, if there's been third-party situations, however, or whatever has transpired between you, even the way in which he's looking down, this can be male or female, it's very much an understanding of what went wrong. What went wrong, okay? Now you're able to rebuild, because whatever way you wish to go, there's communication. But be it you're moving away from that person or moving directly to, it's going to apply how you feel in a spiritual sense connected to them. When you're open and you're willing to do the work, there's always hope. When one or the other or both quit, you know, reflection and growth needs to happen. That may have happened, especially since it's coming through in a sentence for you guys. But nevertheless, I'm seeing and feeling as though there has been a lot of growth between the two of you. Water signs, base chakra, family-related dynamics. This can be what's crowning their energy, or what had been a bugbear between the connection at a point in time. They're really balanced within that frequency, especially since the base chakra card is upright. It can be a lot of work being put into it, really wanting the balance before Christmas and New Year, and coming to a place that between you, you're looking at something in a very similar manner. some of you, there is a sense that you don't have children, but they have children, or it can go both ways. Both of you do, but now you're looking at it very differently, whatever the situation is. They're very much living to the point of the here and now. They may have said that they never worried about tomorrow or worried about yesterday, but water signs really are very reflective people. They did, but they're humbled, and they're looking at things now of what they have in front of them, and they're being hugely full of gratitude connected to it. They're also holding their temper. There was a great deal of purging and triggering for them this year, and at times it might have come across sharp tongues with communication, but now I'm physically seeing the frequency where it had been exhausted, and in exhaustion the ego directly purges and breaks down. So I'm really seeing a humbling energy here, but it's like noting what was going on inside them that was very separate to you, that wasn't a direct reflection to you, more getting themselves in a jam and a pickle because of the emotions they were directly feeling, and they just couldn't feel grounded within their own life personally. So it would have been a lot of childhood related dynamics that come up for these water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, that has really evolved to a point where they're having that realization and freeing energy within it. I feel for all the signs you're directly dealing with, whoever you are on either side, if you're cross-watching, welcome. It's an understanding that each of you have individually transformed, but you to the core, as a Scorpion, are really ready for whatever's coming towards you. And I feel that if any hurdles do come, it's like you're not going to let the hurdles directly impact you or stop you from making any 3D decisions. So regardless of whatever conflict may be connected to whatever element it is, it's like you're equipped completely to deal with whatever's coming, and you're very ready. If anything, you may be more ready than either of them. And some of you may be dealing with two situations, two paths and two roads. I'll leave it at that at the moment. But again, if you are wanting a booking, you can go to the link below. And if you're new, a big warm welcome. And those of you who have been following for years, thank you. I love you, and I'll see you soon.